All right, here we go. Um, what is your name?
Richard Houston.
Richard Houston.
Yes.
And your wife's name?
Keyshawn Houston.
How long you guys been married?
We've married for about 5 years.
5 years?
Yes.
All right, you got any kids?
Yes, we have 5 children.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, great. Hey, well, Richard, where do you work?
I work at HOV Services in Troy, Michigan.
And what do you do?
I'm an IT program manager.
All right, and your wife, what does she do?
She's a health educator for the city of Detroit.
All right, now, we're here to talk about auto insurance. And so we wanted to find out, what are you paying a month for your auto insurance?
Well, my wife and I both own used cars, and we are paying approximately just under 420, between 420 and 425 bucks a month.
Okay. And what are you insuring?
We are insuring, we have a 1994 truck, and we have a 2004 Pacifica.
Okay. And you have full coverage on both of those?
Full coverage on both of those.
Okay. Wow, that's a whole lot of money, 420
Yeah.
a month.
That's a lot.
So you must have a pretty bad driving record.
No, not at all. Actually, I haven't had a ticket in probably 4 or 5 years.
All right.
And my wife, the same. Neither one of us has actually had a speeding ticket since we've been married.
Okay.
A speeding ticket, no, moving violations at all on either one of our records.
And claims on your insurance?
No, we've never made a claim on our
So,
insurance.
so what you're saying is you have a great driving record. You are, you've never made a claim, and you're paying almost over $5,000 a year
Exactly.
for your auto insurance.
Exactly.
And that's just due to location.
Just due to location. We just purchased a house, and we purchased the house in a different area where we lived previously. The insurance companies told us that it may change, once we move to a different location. But once we moved, our insurance rates didn't go down. We moved to a safer part of the city, almost in the suburb. But our insurance rates didn't change at all. It was just because of the location of being in the city.
Okay. And what do you talk about? What happens spiritually in that? You hear what people are paying in the city. You hear, okay, same kind of family, same
Yes.
kind of cars,
Yes.
same kind of coverage, and they're
Yes.
paying 100, 120 a month.
Yeah, well, there's 2 components to that I've noticed. One, there are either people who they start to use the suburban address just to get the insurance break, because it does cost a lot. We're talking for one person, thousands of dollars, every year. It really does break you down, and if you're really pouring your heart into ministry, like we are, there are so many aspects that you can't contribute to. How many homes over, 5 families with the amount of $5,000, per year could we feed? How often could we get out to different neighborhoods and clothe and do other types of ministry? It really does break you down.
Well, and it's got to hurt the church, because then that affects discretionary income or things that could be given or seed that could be sown into your local ministry. Because you're are you an elder?
Yes.
You're an
Yes.
elder at Spirit and Truth
Yes.
Ministries, and
Yes.
it's like that if you were to adjust that by
Wow.
couple $100 a month, what would that mean for your church?
Yeah, it would mean a lot for our church, because our church is definitely a grassroots, community-based organization where we get out and we do so much for the community. But how much more could we do with community if that $300 could be sent towards the church? Not just for my family, but if you multiply that by 70 or 80 people, we're talking tens of thousands of dollars every year that could be, pushed into our community to help more people out.
Hey, well, I appreciate you sharing with us, and just keep praying, because we're going to deal with this issue, and we're going to ask God to break the power of that oppression in the city.
Absolutely. That's one last thing. My prayers are different from the prayers of someone who doesn't have the type of financial situations that we encounter. They may pray for blessings in different areas, where we're praying for blessings of relief. God, give us some relief to this, so that we don't have to consider the alternative. We'll have to consider driving without insurance, so we don't have to consider not helping someone out. That's not a consideration for someone who doesn't have these types of disadvantages, which truly is a disadvantage. My wife and I make pretty good money, but with that type of disadvantage, we have to judge where we go and what we do more so than the next person.
All right, Richard, thanks for sharing. Appreciate it.